prospect. Meanwhile, the Legends cars are making their way out of pit lane and onto a drying track, Jack.
They are indeed. Here is the grid and the way in which they will line up as per qualifying this morning. Nathan Anthony lines up on pole position with Paul Mussel alongside. It is Daniel Pooley and Ben Mahoney on row 2. Row 3 is Owen Lawler and Nick Price. Row 4 is Matt Knight and Harry Mussel. Robert Barrable lines up alongside. We just missed the rest of those. But it will be Nick Bridgman and Stephen Whiteley, 13th and 14th, followed by Peter Barrable, Luke Simmons, Tyler Reid, Will Gibson, Ollie Schlupp, Andy Bird, Chris Needham, Jack Parker, Jamie Moylan and Leonard Woodcock. Rounds out your top 24 starters. And on the final couple of rows it's Graham Butler, Aidan Hills and Mike Schlupp off the very back of the grid. I will try and just pick up those ones that I missed. I don't think I managed to grab them, unfortunately. So this is going to be the third and final race for the Legends cars. So they've got a 20-minute race compared to the 15-minute races that we've had so far. So it's 8 laps effectively that we should see from the Legends cars, followed then by the 750 Motor Club Hot Hatch Championship, and then we round out the day quite happily with some supercars, which I'm sure Gary's looking forward to, because if we can get the whole 12-minute allotment, that's 12 minutes of high-intensity action, isn't it, James?
It certainly is. It's quite an amazing thing to watch the supercars. There's so much overtaking and they're so fast and close together, because of course to them the track's much wider than it is to a normal car, so they can get far more across the track. So we have 27 Legends cars feeding their way through Knickerbrook now. All these 5/8 scale replicas of 1934 Ford sedans and Ford coupes make their way up Clay Hill now. We've got 1250cc Yamaha motorbike engines, and they can all go in excess of 120 miles an hour as they go up Clay Hill. They're not going anywhere near that speed, but hopefully in a circuit or so's time they might well be.
So the way the grid is formed, apologies, it's not off qualifying. Thank you very much, Gary James, for helping me with this one. It's effectively the points that they've scored in the heats. If you score the most points, if you had a good day, you start at the back. But if you have maybe a not so good day, you start towards the front. So it gives everybody an opportunity, and a fairly equal opportunity, spread throughout a random grid draw, a reverse random grid draw, and then a points grid sort of draw, so to speak. You find yourself all separate points on a starting grid usually. It's very go-karting-esque, where you get a front start, a middle start and a back start, and in what order they are is completely random. So it gives everyone an equal opportunity to win. Paul Mussel for me on the front. If he gets a good start, we could see him carve his way through the order. We may see the rookie champion crowned as well, by the way, of Harry Mussel. I think he's only a couple of points away from doing that in this race. This being, of course, the final race of the year. So the safety car will very violently peel its way off towards the right-hand side in just a few moments' time, making sure everybody is nicely formed. The red lights are on. When they go out, we'll go racing with the Legends for the final time today. They do go out, and unfortunately it's not a brilliant start from Paul Mussel. He's still drawn himself level, however, with the number 29 machine, that being announced of Nathan Anthony, and it's a very, very occupied turn. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of cars go off. One of those was
Chris Needham.
Yeah, Chris Needham I spotted. We've got a car in the wall as well, that being Eric Bolton, and I think he may be the only one that's found the barrier, unfortunately.
Yeah, so the leader looks like the number 36 might be in the lead. So it's very close as they go down Lakeside. There's about 20 of them all together, and very difficult to make out exactly who's leading. I think it's a pair of identical looking yellow and blue Fords, and may well be the number 29 of Nathan Anthony, who might well be leading the way. It's very close between those two. Then we have a silver one, which might well be the entirely sure there might be white leg in 94. It might have moved up quite a lot of places. They come back into my vision, and it should be a lot easier now. So coming into Knickerbrook, it is the number 18 from the number 29 and the 32. So number 18 is Robert Barrable. So Robert Barrable is your leader. From in second position, the 29 and the 32, 34 is in third position. So in 22 and in second position overall at this stage is Matt Knight. As meanwhile, we have a car. We have a safety car, so safety car, we now have a safety car. I think that's probably after the incident at turn 1. It is Peter Barrable though who leads the contest as we now go full course yellow.
We do indeed, so safety car conditions fall upon the circuit, meaning that everybody will have to stop overtaking and catch up to the safety car queue. Over the line we can confirm the order in which the first lap has sorted itself out. Somehow the number 18 of Robert Barrable has managed to take the lead after gaining 8 places on the opening lap, followed then by the number 29, that being Nathan Anthony. Then we have arguably the only car that hasn't really moved in the order, started third, remains third, car number 32, that being in the hands of Daniel Pooley. So the cars that were off were of course Needham, that we mentioned, he found himself in the wall unfortunately. We also had Eric Bolton, who remains in the wall as well. I'm just seeing, I can only see 2 peering through the our windows and then through the windows of the hospitality unit. There may be further missing out there on circuit, but for the moment we are on the first lap. The clock has effectively stayed on 0, so we are looking to try and get the 6 laps out of this, but it has to be a maximum of 20 minutes. With the safety car now, it may mean that we meet the 20-minute time limit. So the cars we have lost: Eric Bolton, he is missing. Chris Needham, he is at turn 1 with Eric Bolton, and we've got a car in the pit lane as well, that being the number 25 of Luke Simmons. We are also missing the number 14, that being in the hands of Mike Schlupp, and I can't see him in the pit lane. Returning to the circuit now goes the number 25 of Luke Simmons, who went well in race 2. I mean, effectively what is heat 2 rather, and he's got a bit of damage on the front right hand side of his car. He returns to the circuit, but not necessarily the way we wanted to get this race underway, is it? And now we can get the race back underway. It will be Rob Barrable that leads the way. A couple of the laps have been effectively reinstated. This race was due to finish at 5. We have just hit that, and back going once again, puts his foot to the floor. Rob Barrable gets this race back underway. He does have the number 29 in the hands of Nathan Anthony, giving chase towards turn 1. On the brakes they will go through Old Hall, and a big lunge up the inside, a snatched break there, but I think that was Matt Knight. He does just about manage to get the car slowed down. No position gained up the inside of Nick Rice, but he gave it a go. Leaders with you. Yeah, Robert
Barrable leads the way from David Anthony, and then in third position is the number 32. We then have the 22 car in fourth ahead of the 25. That's the leading 5. It's very close for 7th, 8th and 9th position as they go down Lakeside. Meanwhile, we have a car that's going very slowly, a blue car, white flags waved at Lakeside. Yeah, it looks like the guy you just said, Jack. So he's going to be taken off, and he's found an exit escape route, so he shouldn't be causing too much of an issue for the rest of the field as they now come over hilltop very shortly, as it is Robert Barrable in the 18 who leads the way. From in second position, David Anthony in the 29. Then we have Daniel Pooley in the 32. And it looks like Daniel Pooley has moved into second position. So it is Robert Barrable who leads. He's got a good break on in second position. Daniel Pooley in the 32 machine. Then comes 22. Relegated to the fourth position is David Anthony. And then into fifth now is the number 22 car of Knight. And they are the leading 5. It is Robert Barrable who leads though from Daniel Pooley in second, and then Matt Knight in 22 is third, and in fourth position is Daniel Anthony.
So Nathan Anthony in the first Vans livery machine unfortunately made a small mistake out of Britain's. That cost him dear, especially at that section of the circuit, and he's just falling through the order now. Has he got a bit of damage on that car, or is he just not quite as comfortable as he's been thrown out of his rhythm? With a monumental lead goes Rob Barrable over the line with a 1 minute 58.236, 5.1 seconds clear of that number 22 machine of Matt Knight, who we saw was very aggressive in the early stages of this restart. He crossed the line 0.02 of a second in front of Daniel Pooley. They worked their way along the avenue absolutely together, and they're still side by side on the run through Cascades. It's a big moment for the number 29 in the background, Nathan Anthony. Did he get it collected up?
Yeah, meanwhile, so it is the gold machine of Matt Knight from Daniel Pooley for second and third position. Then we have the white car of Traheen in number 12 before we get to Peter Barable in the 88 who ran out the top 6. There was an orange machine, I think it is the number 6 of Tyler Reid, who was making significant progress down Lakeside to move into the top 5, I think.
And obviously one thing to note again, thank you to Gary James. Obviously we've mentioned the rookie championship, the overall championship. There's only a couple of points between Will Gibson and Jack Parker. At the moment, Will Gibson, he's right the way up in 6th place, looking to make it a double championship. Winning last year, he wants to win it again this year. By way of Jack Parker, he's right the way down in what is 13th place. It's very congested with you at Knickerbrook.
It certainly is. So the gold car of Matt Knight is in second position. Then we have the 12 car of Traheen, who's moved into third. We have the 9 in fourth position. That is Ollie Schulp. We have the number 6 car Tyler Reid and Jack Parker have moved up into the top 7 positions. So it's very quick as they go into Druids and back towards Lodge.
So Rob Barable leads the way from the number 22 of Matt Knight, and now we may see a change. Big lunge on the inside from Stephen Trahern. Stephen Trahern does manage to get that move done up the inside of Matt Knight. Ollie Schulp, or Ollie Schlupp I've got on the timing screen. I think it's Ollie Schulp on the entry list. No, it is definitely Schlupp. So over the line we get the field together. What of Gibson and Parker absolutely together for the championship, 6th and 7th on the road. There was 2 tenths separating the pair of them. So Will Gibson, he will do what he can to defend from Jack Parker, but leaders with you, and I've got to say Stephen Trahern, he's on a mission as well.
Yeah, Stephen Trahern moves into second position with Matt Knight in third, and then in fourth position is Ollie Schulp. As they go back down towards the Shell Oils hairpin. It is Rob Barable from Steve Trahern. He's moved from third into second position going through Cascades. Matt Knight in the gold machine in the 22 is in third position. Ollie Schlupp is in fourth position in the number 9. We have the number 6 car of Tyler Reid, the red car is in about 5th position, the number 6. And before we get to Jack Parker, who is also going particularly quick as the leader comes back over Hilltop. It is Rob Barable who has a 5-second advantage over the rest of the field, and no one else can say they've got a 5-second advantage over anyone, as trying to go up the inside of Steve Traheen was Matt Knight, and trying to go around both of them is Ollie Schlupp, and then just behind these is Jack Parker in the orange car as they come up Clay Hill, and it is still Matt Knight who has second position, Steve Traheen who has second position, Matt Knight going around the outside, and we have Ollie Schlupp trying to go up his inside. Behind those is then Jack Reid, and they're very close going into Druids.
They are indeed, and there is our championship leader coming into this race, Will Gibson. He does have cars around him, namely, I think it's Jamie Moylan that's in there. Yes, it is. Jamie Moylan managed to work his way through and past Jack Parker, and he's trying to do the same all the way around the outside. Jamie Moylan so late on the brakes. He gets past 2, 3, almost 4 of them as they come towards the line. We're going to be 2 abreast, 2 by 2 by 2, as we work our way over the start-finish line once again. And what a brilliant race this is from Jamie Moylan. He's gone from the back of this group to the front, but contact, and that puts into the wall Ollie Schlupp. So Ollie Schlupp into the wall after being elbowed in by Jamie Moylan. We had 1 lap to go, so turn 1 being covered by double waved yellows. What does that do to the cars around? I think that may have affected Stephen Trahern quite badly as well, because now we've got Will Gibson separated from Jack Parker, now with Stephen Trahern, who was at the front of that little battle pack. So that sort of battle of 6 cars becomes 5.
Yes, so Rob Barable still leads, but it is Jamie Moylan who is now in second position. He overtook Schlupp. Trahern has moved into third position, and Matt Knight has been overtaken by the number 6 of Tyler Reid going down Lakeside, as Rob Barable re-emerges over Hilltop to continue with this now 9-second lead over Jamie Moylan in the orange number 44, who emerges in second position. Who is going to be third? Third looks like it is going to be the Tyler. So let's have a look. So Jamie Moylan continues in second position. It's very close then for third and fourth between the number 6 car. Tyler Reid is in third position. Then they have the number 1 of Will Gibson in fourth place. So they go up Clay Hill with another car, but that is the leading 4.
It is indeed, and you can see behind the number 6 machine of Tyler Reid, it is Will Gibson, who is pushing on, and trapped up and behind a very sideways Stephen Trahern is the number 4 machine of Jack Parker, who is trying to fight his way through and past for the championship. So Stephen Trahern does what he can to defend. A bit of a lock up on the inside from Jack Parker on the run through the final corner in towards Lodge. So double waved yellows still being waved, but the checkered flag is waiting for them. Over the line comes Richard Barrable. Ollie Schluck comes over the line. Unfortunately, he's still at turn 1. Apologies. This is Jamie Moylan over the line to finish in second place, followed by car number 6 Tyler Reid, and it will be Will Gibson that comes through to take the 2024 Legends Cars Championship in 5th place. Stephen Trahern finishes in what is 6th place. And whereabouts did Jack Parker get to? Jack Parker did get to 5th place. Stephen Trahern drops down to 6th as his transponder picks up the cars around him. And it will be car number 68, that being in the hands of Nick Bridgman. He finishes in 7th place ahead of Aidan Hills from the very back of the grid. He wants to race these in 2025. He's got the pace too, hasn't he? Car number 30, that being Andy Bird, finishes in 9th place, and it will be car number 32 in the hands of Daniel Pooley that finishes and rounds out your top 10. We'll be able to bring a couple of confirmed results to you in a few moments' time, but from your side of the circuit, again, that must have been brilliant to watch, James.
Oh, it's fantastic to watch. I mean, there are so many cars. There are sometimes 5 abreast going into Knickerbrook, which is quite a spectacle, and wasn't quite sure they were all going to break in time, but actually they all broke in time, and they managed to get him to get and turn in, and it was fantastic to watch, and a really exciting race, wasn't it? So our next race will be off at 5:35 or thereabouts. That's only in 5 minutes time, and that will be the 750 Hot Hatch Championship, race 13 of the day.
It will be indeed. Here are the results. Robert Barrable over the line to take the win ahead of Jamie Moylan, and Tyler Reid rounding out your podium. Will Gibson, your 2024 Legends Cars Provisional Champion, ahead of Jack Parker in 5th, Stephen Trahern 6th, then it's Nick Bridgman and Aidan Hills. We've of course already ran through your top 10. Then it's Mark Beattie, Luke Simmons, Harry Musell, Owen Lawler, Paul Musell, Ben Mahoney, Graham Butler, Leonard Woodcock, Steve Whiteleg, and Ollie Schlupp ahead of Peter Barrable and Nick Price, unfortunately not making it to the end. Eric Bolton retired. I also think we've not just crowned our overall champion of Will Gibson, I think we've crowned our rookie champion of Harry Musell. So I think Harry has walked away with the rookie championship as well. So plenty of champions to be crowned, plenty of champions have been, and that is the Legends Cars Championship, not only complete for today, not only complete for this weekend, but complete for 2024. That is it until they will go racing again next year. So at least from ourselves, before we go live again for the final time here at Oulton Park this weekend, and unfortunately I won't be covering that race. That will be back over to Gary James, the BSRC Super Series commentator. We round out today with supercars, so it's Legends Cars Championship working their way in towards Parc Fermé. The next cars out on the circuit unfortunately won't be streamed. That is the 750 Motor Club PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship, and then the final race of the day, the final live stream of the day as well. It's for the BSRC Super Series. But for myself, Jack Werrell, it's been lovely speaking to you on the live stream. If you're here at the circuit, do stick with us. We've still got 2 more races to go.